Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the AEW Supreme Collection 2 Kenny Omega figure from Jazwares. I'm a little behind the times here because this came out last year, but I absolutely loved the Walmart exclusive one we did get this year, the Supreme Kenny, and so the question is this just more of that same good stuff? Well, let's talk about that. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this figure looks fantastic, and overall, I think that Jazwares has really done a great job on all the Kenny Omega figures, and there are a lot at this point. I don't have all of them, but it's a high number. But here, like, I think they did a great job with the physique. Like, definitely looks like Kenny, and then there are two sets of legs, but this is the default set of legs, and I really do love this ring gear. Just those like little nice touches of gold. Really help offset the black and white design, that kind of filigree sort of look. Not overdone or overstated, just, kind of nice and regal looking, just has this really cool look to it, and done very, very cleanly here all around. So that's fantastic. And then this default head sculpt, I love it. It's probably one of the most dead on. They just did a great job of capturing his look. And I'm also partial to his hair like this, just because the whole black with the kind of blue highlights or undertones thrown in there definitely reminds me of Burton C. Bell from Fear Factory during the whole Digimortal era. And I always love that look. So yeah, just really cool overall. And just overall here, just a absolutely great looking figure. When it comes to accessories, this is a Supreme, so of course we are getting a crazy amount of accessories that allow for a ton of different looks and just ways to display this figure. So jumping right in, for hands, we do get a pair of fists. Pardon me. We get a pair of gripping hands, and we get a pair of splayed out hands. And then we get kind of an oddball here. We do get the right hand in the pointing pose. So we get that, obviously signaling for the V trigger. Then we get four different head sculpts. So the one we looked at the beginning, the smiling face with the black and blue hair. Then we get a second head sculpt with that black and blue with slightly longer hair, more of a stoic look. Then we get two different head sculpts with the kind of brown with blonde highlights look. So we got the smiling head. This has definitely come on one of the Unrivaled Supremes. I can't remember exactly which one, but kind of another smiling portrait that does look different from the first one. And then we get an angry face, a pretty much ready to run into that V trigger. So very, very well done there. Then we get a couple like straight up accessories. So we do get the AEW World Championship. I have it upside down. Just really well done, super shiny, as you can see. I'm actually having trouble focusing there because of that, but just very nicely done, very tastefully thrown in with that silver. So just really cool replica of that belt. Then we get an AEW mic, which we've seen with a number of figures from Jazwares. Then we get completely different looks in that right out of the box. We do get this really cool entrance jacket. I love the look of this. Done very well, like beautiful sculpt here. Some nice touches of silver here and there, just to kind of like pop out those details. Pardon me, I don't know what's going on with my voice. We get the Omega symbols here on the shoulders. So really, really cool looking there. And then finally, we get an alternate set of legs, so a different gear. And even though this isn't my favorite color scheme, like this is a cool set of gear. Just a lot of different designs, the checkerboard against the like waves. The silver borders here on the kick pads, I just love the way that pops. And we get this like cool dragon coming down the right leg, and the Omega symbol on the back. So just really cool stuff going on. Definitely options to be had. So that will do it for accessories. Articulation balance here are positively beautiful, and they have been with a lot of the Supreme figures. As you can see, freestanding kick, no issues. Definitely a very like wide range as well. We'll be getting into that. So yeah, very good. Our head is on our ball hinge, so as you can see, we can look down very, very nicely. Not so much on the up. That is pretty much all because of the hair sculpt, and this is one of the shorter ones. So yeah, we're just not going to be getting any up there, but we do get some nice down. Slight bit of tilt too, and some rotation, of course. Then we have these butterfly joints, which work pretty well. Not the best range I've seen, but definitely adds a little more. It's a little better than the Malachi Black one, which for whatever reason was just very restrictive. Then our arms, hinge and swivel. We're coming up just past our T. We do have bicep swivel, double jointed elbows bringing us to here. Then we have hinge and swivel at the wrists, or said that opposite, you know what I mean. Then we get to our torso and we have a ball joint in the diaphragm, ball joint in the waist, which allows for just beautiful, beautiful crunch, beautiful arch back, and some very nice side to side as well. And of course we get rotation both from both the top and the bottom. Then we come down to the hips and full splits, absolutely no problem whatsoever, beautiful. Front kick, almost 90, not quite straight out, but pretty damn close. We do have thigh swivel. Oh, I haven't broken this in yet. Let's try the right. There we go. A thigh swivel. There's our double jointed knees coming up to here. We do have those knee pads to contend with, unfortunately. Just the way it goes with wrestling figures. Get to focus here again. There we go. We do have some boot swivel. Perfect point. Some nice forward. We do have a toe hinge as well. And then we do have some rocker. There we go. It's actually a little bit more rotation than a rocker. Again, pardon my lights here. So there we go. So you see it's more rotating than really give us rocker, but there it is. And that is articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here it is with some other AEW figures, with some other wrestling lines, with some Hasbro and some Mattel, with some imports, with some monsters. Finally, with articulated icons, Oni and yours truly in human form as a Valverse Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the AEW Supreme Collection 2 Kenny Omega figure is that this is an absolutely fantastic figure and I can't recommend it enough. I love it just as much as I love the Walmart exclusive that we got earlier this year. They're very, very similar figures, obviously a lot of different accessories and stuff, and just, yeah, I mean, Jazwares has kind of been hit or miss with a lot of the AEW stuff, but when they hit, they absolutely knock it out of the park, and that's a beautiful thing. And so far, most, if not all, the Supreme Collection, yeah, pretty much all the Supreme Collection figures that I've had the pleasure of dealing with have been stellar. So definitely recommend it. In terms of picking this up, again, I'm kind of a year behind here, and checked, and I don't really see it available online anywhere at the moment. And I guess that's another issue I can have with Jazwares with the AEW stuff, is their distribution hasn't been the greatest. If it shows up online anywhere, it's usually only ringside, and I mean, again, they do dynamic pricing or something like that. A lot of prices are inflated often, so try usually to find other places, but yeah, so I haven't seen this show up anywhere else. And I have never seen these on a shelf in a Walmart or anything out here on the East Coast. So I don't know if this or Malachi Black were ever like on actual retail space. So I just gotta wish you the best of luck on the secondary market finding this, unless it does eventually hit shelves, in which case that would be great. But other than that, like, again, happy hunting, and I hope you find it. So yeah, all that being said, I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. And if you did, please come on back, because I do multiple reviews a week of action figures related to tokusatsu, dinosaurs, monsters, pro wrestling, of course, and more. So come on back, let's talk some more toys, let's discuss our shared interests. And yeah, all that being said, I hope you're well. I hope that all of your toy dreams come true. And most importantly, I hope that you and yours stay weird, simians.